Yeah, hello. I believe we are live, and welcome to the stream. We have in this video recording, no, not a recording, live, live event. Let me mute my mics. Yeah, sorry, I was having feedback. Yeah, we are gonna talk about 3D Meetup Sweden. That's an upcoming event after 2 weeks, and we are gonna have a special guest. Jonatan and Niklas from Sweden. They organized the event, and we're gonna do like some interview style stream this time. But I want to start with going through introductions. So starting with Kat, if you do yours.
Hello, dear friends. So my name is Katja Hönow. I live in Little Liechtenstein, and I'm very active on social media. I have a small YouTube channel. My nickname is Choschiba or Cat3D, and I like projects things like this, for instance, where I combine print with crocheting and or I like to print with resin printers, and my plans for the future jewelry, what the entire process of casting. I also want to test resins, behavior and stuff. So allow some printers and yeah. So and I want to encourage women to get into 3D printing. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. It was breaking up quite badly, and the audio was breaking up, but we got some of it. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah, it was quite bad.
I think maybe the signal.
Yeah, it's our upload speed. But moving on to George.
Well, thanks for having me back. It's been a while since I've come onto one of these sessions. My name is George Konstantinidis, and I'm the owner and director of MV Engineering. Got into 3D printing in around 2016 when my brother started doing a PhD in additive manufacturing, and the rest has just spiraled out of control to where we are right now.
Yeah, thank you. And you, Paul?
Thank you. I'm Paul Sohier, also known on 3D printing stuff on Twitter and YouTube. I've been working with 3D printing since around 2012, so probably a few years for the most of us. So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And Niklas?
Yeah, well, I slipped into this, I can't remember, 3-4 years ago when I bought a Hönow printer. And well, it was quite fun. I hooked up with Jonatan a bit then, and well, it was a slow start, but well, Jonatan came with this idea of this meetup, and ever after that, it's been I'm not printing too much. Maybe I've not that much time. Not my profession really. Normally I'm working in Copenhagen flying aircraft for SAS, so it's a bit different from my daily work actually. But it's great fun, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you. And Jonatan?
Yeah, I'm Jonatan. I'm just as Niklas, one of the co-founders of 3D Meetup Sweden. I think I got started with 3D printing a long time ago, and it was probably like 4 or 5 years ago now, tinkering with software and then trying to expand that into hardware, and 3D printing is a good step. So yeah, I think a few years ago we got together, a bunch of us, and we founded this event, and it's kind of went on from there.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll do mine. I'm Marteinn, and I have a channel called 3DP Iceland, and I'm on Twitter as well as 3DP Iceland. Most famous maybe for doing 3D printed and painted landscapes that I do on my channel and give out to people. I also do like filament reviews and projects, and been working on Star Wars characters like this one and this one been done recently, and all kind of projects, printer upgrades and whatnot. But going on to the subject, I want to ask Jonatan and Niklas about the meetup that is upcoming. So first to start with, where can people find information about the event, when it is and where it is, and such? What's the go-to link, and you can type in the chat as well links if you.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, so we've been trying to keep most of the information, of course, online on our website. It's I'm gonna type it in here. It's 3dmeetup.se. So we've been trying to keep as much information there as possible, and we've been iterating that webpage since the first version of our event to the current one and for last year. So most information is available on our website and on social media such as Facebook or Twitter. And we'll try to keep updating as much as possible in terms of all the news and its exhibitors and partnerships and stuff like that, as much as possible. We don't want to spam people too much either, but it's we hope that if you're looking for an event in Europe, it should be quite easy to find ours, hopefully.
Yeah, and the event is after 2 weeks. Is it like a Saturday, Sunday event, or is it Friday as well?
Yeah, exactly. So it's the 27th to 28th of April, which is is in 2 weeks. And Friday is setup day for the exhibitors and for all the people who are coming with like maker projects and maker exhibitors. And then Saturday and Sunday are the actual event days.
Yeah, okay. And the venue that's in Helsingborg, that's just by Copenhagen. Just
Exactly.
take a train or drive over the bridge.
Yeah. It's super easy for anyone coming from Europe in general. It's just even if you're going by train or whatnot, you can take train over from Denmark, from Copenhagen, straight into Helsingborg, and you're essentially 10 to 15 minutes away from the venue. Yeah, and that, especially for people coming by flight to Kastrup in Copenhagen, it's very accessible going to Helsingborg.
Yeah, it's very easy to just indeed fly to Copenhagen. It's very easy to get to there, and I think it's 1 hour train, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It's really easy, and it's just one train, so you don't need to change trains or something like that. So.
Sometimes you might have to. It depends which train you take, actually.
Well, yeah. Last year I tried, it was just one.
It's usually no problem, especially so it's a good location in terms of that people coming all over the world. It's an easy flight and just train take it away.
Yeah, and it's like central to the area from the train station, so it's not like out in like we went to Murph, and that was like a 3-hour drive from the city in the middle of nowhere.
If you have a car, it's a 5-minute drive from the station. If you're walking, it might take you 15 to 20 minutes perhaps, but it's not 3 hours like from Chicago to Goshen. So
that's cool. And for the event, like how many times have you done it before? You had one last year.
This is our third time, but we almost couldn't count the first time because it was very small the first time. And the second time we went to the venue we are using now this third time. So actually it's third time.
Yeah, I mean, we started this in late 2016. I think we got together in like December sometime, and we decided that we should do something in the niche. And then we kind of threw something together in a few months. So we had the first event in I think March, right, Niklas?
March, yes.
Yeah, 2017. And I think we had approximately around 300 people, if I'm not mistaken. We also had people such as Thomas Sandler there and some other people as well. And then we figured, this went well. People were happy, so we tried to move on to making the event a little bit more serious, trying to make it having a better offering for the companies that were attending, and also trying to make it more interesting for any attendees. And that's what happened last year. And I think we were quite happy. So now we're just building on top of that, trying to improve as we go.
Yeah, and on to like sponsors or companies that will come. Do you have a list of companies that have committed at this time?
Oh yes, you will see it on our web page.
Okay. I mean, so it's quite a few companies. We offer a few different packages for companies attending. It's mostly depending on the size of the booth they want to have. But for us, if we take, we have companies such as 3D Prima, which is a very big European/Swedish retailer. We have Bontech, E3D at North. You have Dremel, Bosch, 3D Verkstan, the guys who make Dolce and Rubin also. Duet, 3D, MVO, George here. Staribo, Future IT CAD, and some other interesting companies. There's a lot of bronze sponsors such as Aprinta Pro and BuildTac and a lot of people are getting engaged, which is really fun and interesting.
Yeah, I see on the list as well, like number of people that have on the website. You have Joseph 3D Maker Noob.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And Gina from the maker of Octoprint.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been trying to, you know, because it's our way of giving back to the community, but we've been trying to bring these people who are working for the open source community over and helping them to share what they've created and to meet new people. And so we're trying to do that for Gina and for Scott and more people hopefully as we go. And it's going to be awesome having those guys there as well.
Yeah, and do you have like speaker sessions in a separate room for people to?
Yes.
Yeah, this
we have we have 2 rooms for lectures. So in total we have 23 lectures during the weekend, and there are about 12 or 13 unique lectures. Some of them run both Saturday and Sunday. So if you're really hardcore, you're able to see almost all of it. There's only one collision that makes you have to choose between 2 of them, but otherwise you'll be able to see everything if you really like to. One complaint we had last year was actually that there was no break for lunch, but sorry, I couldn't afford this year's either.
Yeah.
Yeah, so lectures are way more important as well.
Lunches for pussies.
Yeah, those lectures.
Yeah,
those lectures were really nice. I really enjoyed attending them.
Nice to hear. We have a nice selection this year also.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to them. They are really nice.
You know, I think it's a good addition, and but it's kind of hard because a lot of companies, a lot of people have expressed interest in, you know, being there and talking, and of course we want to have as many people talking as possible and give them the opportunity to do so. And so trying to fit that into a schedule where everybody has a decent time slot and where you have pauses in between, Niklas has been working day and night trying to figure out the good schedule.
But you know, in the start it's a bit worrying. You see all those companies and some of them telling that they want to have a lecture, and then they're coming back. So no, we don't want to. Oh, thank you, didn't want to. Perfect. Now can I fit it together?
Yeah. So I see, like on the website, you have the schedule there, and it's quite busy with sessions. So it seems like you made pretty good organization of getting everybody to talk and.
There's going to be some more information on the lectures as well. Right now, you can only see the titles, but in a few days, when you click on the titles, you're going to be able to read more about the event and more about the lecturer who's speaking as well. Yeah. It's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's work in progress.
Yeah. I know the US viewers, they will probably ask, are there tacos? Or what kind of food do you have?
We don't. I know at Murph, I really like the concept of having the sponsored the dinner. Unfortunately, we don't have anything today similar to what Murph is offering in that sense. We do have in our venue, which is part of the venue we're renting, we have a full restaurant there, and they'll be serving, you know, meals and dinners and whatnot. So you'll have opportunities to buy and go eat food all day long. But we don't have any food sponsors this year, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But
of course, we had lots of stroopwafels and lots of nice beers.
Oh yeah,
I remember hanging out at the hotel. You know, the evenings, the event was good, but the evenings were also very good.
Yeah, we've been trying to, because last year we didn't get a chance to appreciate the evenings because we were out at the venue maybe 1:30 a.m. or something, and I was exhausted.
Yeah.
So this year we kind of tried to round it off at around 10 so we could move over to the Radisson and just enjoy having a nice evening, everybody together.
That's also really important, to have just everyone together and just be together. I think that's one of the most important things of the meeting. Just be together and drink a beer.
Yeah, socializing, you know, getting to know each other better, because during the daytime, when people are stuck at their booths, it's not so much possible to contact each other. And then in the evening, then you have a chance to make friends or catch up with projects and stuff, you know. Yeah.
I think if Håkon brings the amount of stroopwafels, maybe Paul as well, as you guys have promised, I think we'll be eating stroopwafels for days.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of limited because I also need to bring some other stuff, but there probably will be around
Like
20 kilos or stroopwafels or something like that.
Sounds great.
You might need to buy into a special package that they offer where you can pre-send all of them, so you avoid the EasyJet
Oh yeah, we do
baggage charge.
No, I'm flying with KLM, so that's not a problem.
Yeah.
And I already needed, I needed already baggage, so because I'm probably bringing a lot of stuff back, so I just needed the baggage, so I just can fill it with stroopwafels.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should find a sponsor, Paul. You know,
yeah.
wink, wink.
Yeah.
There's this guy on Twitter. I don't know, Stroopwafel World. They
Yeah,
should be like a sponsor. You
I
know,
probably should, yeah.
pre-send a big package.
Yeah, but there are just normal supermarkets here selling them for really cheap and for great
okay.
quality. So it's not that's they are so common over here.
Expensive here in Sweden, though.
Sugar is bad for you.
Oh yeah.
I'll take care of
true,
the teeth. That's my profession. I'll cover you with the teeth.
Yeah,
It's all the other stuff that it does, you know.
No, it's not just the sugar.
Yeah, but on the people attending, then you have like open tables for people to bring their printers and projects on, like,
Yes.
we had on Earth. Yes, so it's like a blend of companies with sponsor tables and just the makers with their products, whatever they are.
Yeah. So of course, like we were trying to differentiate a bit between them, because we have one of the things is people who are coming and they want a table to bring their printers and sit there and tinker and play with those and upgrade, or just in general print and just enjoy with other people. And then we also have, for people who want to attend this, we call them makers, showcasing what they have done. Could be anything from smaller projects to really, really big projects, such as these humanoid robots or these huge railway systems that they have printed. So there's going to be a lot of interesting projects that people have done to be looking at, both at the open tables and at the different areas where we'll be showcasing their projects. And
are you also going to have an open RC race again? Because that you had that last time.
Oh yeah,
really liked it.
It will be more RC cars as well. We have a good friend of ours, Patrick Möller, who did this last year with Open RC. He's bringing more friends with RC cars with printed stuff on them and totally printed RC cars in scale models.
It's Patrick he's really doing us a huge favor by helping us arranging the Open RC racing. He's doing a big job there, and it's also thanks to 3D Prima, who's sponsoring filaments and everything that Patrick needs in order to actually get this thing running.
And I think there's also a demonstration of RC boats this year, right?
Yes, it will be. Ulle Sköld, who's the creator of this combat boat 90, Swedish combat boat, he will be there driving his boat, and also Philip Thulin with the RC Benchy.
Yeah.
And maybe someone else, I don't know. You never know.
I would love to bring mine, but I'm probably not going to fit because I need to bring all
you should, Paul.
Is that a Benchy that actually floats?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it floats.
it is.
Okay.
Let me grab mine.
I think this year also brings a mini version that he'll be able to run in a small pond inside.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's
Oh, you have it there. All right.
Big Benchy.
I just have the tiny one here.
Yeah. So it's just basically this. It's a bit modified, but it's just a big Benchy, and there's a motor in there and some RC electronics, and it just works. It's really nice.
Yeah,
that's nice.
But yeah, it's a bit too big to take with me, unfortunately.
Carry on.
Yeah, well, I already have too much to carry on.
Carry on. Well.
Yes. So and like last year, the attendees that were just visiting, are they? They are coming from all over Europe, or do you know of people that are coming from the States over? And
I mean, last year, I think if I count correctly, we had people from about 14 different countries, which isn't all that bad. Well, we're quite happy seeing so many people from everywhere. And if I tried to name the countries, I would just get it all wrong. But it's from all Europe, and we had people from Australia, from Canada, from the US, from France and Italy, and it was just kind of interesting because like when we were outside putting up the decorations outside the venue on Saturday morning, there were these two guys waiting outside who they've been waiting for quite some time. And it's like, so I spoke to them. It's like, hey, where are you guys from? It's like, we just came up the flight from Canada. It's like,
Oh, wow.
that's impressive. Like you came all this way, and they came this way because they wanted to attend Fusion 360 lectures and just hang out with people.
Oh, that's really
It was super awesome.
Yeah, that's quite amazing.
Dedication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for like the big names in the YouTuber community, then Tom is coming. And
I don't know actually if Thomas will be attending this year. I'm gonna reach out to him again in the next few days and just see what he thinks.
Okay.
I know that of course Joe 3D Maker New will be there, and you'll also have RC Life on. Simon Sörensen from Sweden.
Yeah.
Those are the two big ones that we know so far. Unfortunately, Stefan from CNC Kitchen couldn't make it. Joe was also pretty swamped, being Murph a few weeks ago and everything. And so we'll see. I'm gonna talk to Tom and see what he says.
Yeah. So we should get at least your own coverage and then coverage from those guys as well. So,
I will make some coverage as well, probably.
Yeah, I think there'll be plenty of coverage, hopefully. Last year was pretty decent, and this year we're also one thing we've been trying to work on is that since we're working here in Sweden, it's sometimes it's quite hard getting the awareness out there, and so we've been trying to focus on trying to see if we can get newspapers to be interested in this and get maybe some local TV stations to be interested in it, just to spread it more among people, getting more people interested in the technology, getting more people aware of what's going on with the event, getting more visitors, because it's good for us, but it's also good for the people attending to be able to show their projects off to the world and to people who might be interested in it.
Yeah.
Is Daniel Norray joining?
Daniel, said you?
Daniel Norray, is he joining as well?
Oh yeah, he's coming down as well.
Okay.
So
I was
Jonathan,
about to ask the same thing.
Yeah, Jonathan and Niklas, are you actually from the area?
Yeah.
Or are you going to be traveling? Oh, cool.
No, we are from the area.
I live 10 minutes from the venue.
Fantastic. So you know all the good stuff around there where we can get some good food and
we do.
Perfect.
No problem.
Just looking at there's an after party at the Radisson. I guess everybody from the exhibitors and also the visitors will be invited to that, right?
Definitely, it will be an open event, so it's going to be pretty casual. We call it after party, but it's the way we're seeing it's more of like let's all get together, let's hang out, let's grab some beers, let's talk and have a really nice evening together. There's no set schedule at this point. It's just basically once we get together, just saying hi and thanks for today and just enjoying the rest of the evening together. And we're hoping that everybody who wants to make it and can make it will make it.
The same happened last year, basically, but more in an official way. There are a lot of people from E3D.
Yeah.
I was there at Saturday evening. Katja, a lot of others as well. So that was really great on the Saturday evening.
Yeah, I got some photos of you and Daniel hanging out drinking beer, and I was really bummed I couldn't make it. I was so tired.
I've seen those photos. It's
Yeah, and I was seeing on the web page you have like tickets for people with table reservations and such, but for the general public that is just attendees, do they have to buy a ticket, or how's that for them?
They have to buy a ticket as well.
Okay.
And
so far it's the same. We're offering free table spaces, but we're having pretty fairly low costs. It doesn't cost a lot to get in there. It's like I think it's around 15 euros for the entire weekend and about like 8 euros for the probably less due to the currency conversion, but to get the 1 day. And it's essentially the way we're funding this. We wish we could have it completely free of charge. Perhaps we can have that 1 day, but at this point we need those funds to actually finance the venue costs and everything around it.
But it's getting pretty filled up. We have tables for the printers. It's about 52 on the Saturday now. Tables. So there will be a lot of printers.
Yeah, we were doing energy calculations the other day, just to trying to see how much energy do we have there, like how many amps can we pull, and I think we should be up to like 300 amps soon or something, or more maybe.
Yeah, okay. And the venue is like a stadium, or what kind of building is it?
It's more like what should I call it?
Yeah, it's a very versatile venue. It's a venue that they host a lot of music shows and a lot of a lot of dance events, a lot of music, a lot of dinners. It's a very versatile a venue where they can shuffle around the walls and everything and basically shape it the way we need it.
Totally.
Yeah, okay. So it's all in one building.
Yep.
Yeah.
Almost one room as well.
Yeah.
I think we do have. I can see if I can share that with you guys. We have. Let me bring that up for you. We have a map which we're going to be publishing in the next few days, and it's pretty much final. There's nothing that we can show there. Let's see if I can do a screen sharing here. We're going to do a new window here. That should be. Sorry for the delay. I'm a bit slow. So I think you should be able to see my screen pretty soon.
Yeah,
it's working.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Let me just move this one. So this is essentially the venue we have at this point. So we have, can you see my mouse as well, the cursor?
Yeah, we can see it.
All right, so it's basically the exhibitors, the companies you're attending. It's kind of bleeding out into the main hall of the event. And we have all the people who bring their projects and their printers. We're gonna have those smashed together also in the main hall. So we have like the atmosphere going on in one room. We then have the lecture room 2, lecture room 1, the SLA. We have an SLA printing room. We're gonna announce that in the next few days, trying to get people to actually bring their SLA printers, because we had to have a separate room due to ventilation issues. We don't want to have the fumes in the main hall. And then we also have the lobby, which we'll be having the Open RC and also some very interesting, like the R2 Builders Club, their R2D2s and other Star Wars props.
Oh, that's really nice that there's now something there in the lobby instead of being at an empty room.
We tried to get it more living, and we also placed some more lighting there.
Oh yeah,
it was very dark last year.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of work putting up lights there, making sure that it's lit and that it's we don't want any dead space. We want people to feel like there's stuff everywhere, because there's going to be a lot of stuff there.
That's really awesome.
So this is one of the drafts.
Yeah, and you're sorting out where every sponsor is going to be and organizing that, so there's no confusion at the venue. Where should I be?
No, exactly. We're trying to make it as easy as possible for both people attending the event, but also exhibitors too. Once they come, they know, okay, this is where you're going. This is the information they need. So we're trying to do as good as we can. Of course, we're realizing our shortcomings every year, and we're trying to improve as we go. But I think it's going pretty well so far.
Yeah, it looks really good and organized, and it's good the people that know where they can be and don't have to just find their spot somewhere. And
we also have this entire area here is an open restaurant area, like food court. So we have a restaurant which will be open pretty much the entire time of the event, and they'll also be serving beer and wines and we won't be serving any hard liquor due to some people. Yeah, it's better not to try to keep it to beer and wine and ciders and stuff like that. But they will be serving hot food most of the day, throughout the day, and we'll also be serving, of course, vegetarian and vegan meals as well for anyone with those preferences, myself included.
Yeah, and I see there at the bottom, big print object. Is that a hand printer setup?
No, that is our community project, which we've been working on together with Stefania from Sweco. He designed this, the Equilibrium Pavilion, the thing we've been marketing on our Twitter and our Facebook for quite some time. So it's a big community print project consisting of 216, I think, pieces. And we just reached 100% completion in terms of the claimed parts just a few days ago.
Yeah, okay. So and that's going to be put together at the venue.
Yeah, exactly. So people can be helping out, and Stefania will be basically arranging and putting stuff together most possible.
Oh, what a pity! I didn't hear about that earlier, because I always love to join in on community prints.
Oh yeah, of course. We've been trying
but
to get it out on Facebook and Twitter, but it's sometimes it always slips through the cracks somewhere.
I missed it.
Yeah.
Next time.
It was great fun when I went to Earth last year to take part in the community hangout mural print. It was quite big. We were gluing it together, me and Matt.
Oh yeah.
It was good fun.
No, that was such a cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
so.
right.
Yeah, thanks for showing the venue. It's great to see how everything is organized, and I'm sure the vendors really appreciate that coming in, and they just have their spot and they don't have to fight over. And you have the tiers with the gold, silver, bronze level.
Yeah, and it's mostly depending on the amount of space you need in terms of the venue.
Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah. And I'm just browsing through your website and see if I find any questions. It covers pretty much everything. The website, it's really good website.
So, what lecture are you guys looking forward yourselves to most?
I always prefer or like the Fusion 360 ones. I've been trying to watch them afterwards because, to be honest, I realized after the last event, because we were doing so much running around, it's like I wonder what people were actually participating, what things we had here. And I'm looking forward to hearing from Gina and from Scott, but also from the Fusion 360 guys. But everything's going to be interesting. I think me and Niklas might have to watch a lot of it afterwards, saying recap.
Yeah, I think so.
It's yeah.
You forgot to mention we have one coming from South Korea as well. Bill Touch.
Oh yeah, we do.
Oh.
Yeah, she's made the Bill Touch, right?
Yeah, Paris.
Yeah, that's cool. That's quite a travel.
Yeah, it really is. It's impressive.
Yeah, and Scott Lathane that's the Marlin developer. He's there as well.
He will be. Same with Gina and Paris from Beal Touch. So I think there will be a lot of interesting things to listen into when you're there.
Yeah. Are those speeches going to be recorded?
Yes.
Can you listen to them or watch them later on your webpage?
We will. And the last few years, last year we had a limited budget, so we tried to have some kind of web camera set up, and it didn't work out the way we wanted it. So this year we're actually feeding in the audio from the microphones properly, and we're recording everything in at least full HD. So we're gonna have proper videos of all the lectures.
That is cool. So I can watch everything later on.
Yeah, you surely can. We tried to do a live stream last year, but we were fooled by the system at the venue. The Wi-Fi system didn't work out as well as we hoped for it. So
it's easier for us to record them, and we can also do any simple processing, and we can put it up so they're in good shape for people to watch.
Yeah, because when you have this crowd of people all on the same Wi-Fi, you saturate the links pretty quickly.
And the Wi-Fi setup at the venue wasn't that very good, so we have taken measurements for that this year. So we'll have a technician on site on the Friday to help us out.
So people that want to stream from the event, they can do that without.
There is enough capacity that we have a good fiber optic connection, but there were some troubles with something last year. So now we have technicians on site. So if there's any issues, they will debug as we go and figure stuff out until it gets stable.
I think the internet connection in Sweden is in general pretty good anyways.
Usually.
It was more of a Wi-Fi setup problem. Too many subnets and stuff.
I remember the hotel having a really great connection there. I can't remember the speech, but that was just great.
Perfect. Nice to hear.
Yeah, we have a lot of fiber optic here, so.
Yeah, it's same here in Iceland. I have 1 gigabit fiber into my home, and that's pretty normal in Iceland. So.
Yeah, I only have a little bit here, so
That's not normal over here.
Yeah. So we should expect to see some streams from the event and people posting up video.
Yeah,
of course.
It's awesome.
We're expecting about. Sorry.
Yes, sorry. Continue.
No, please go ahead, Marteinn.
Yeah, okay. I was saying, like, it's really good for people that cannot attend to have the option to see the recordings of the lectures. It's like excellent value for people because it's free for them. And like myself, I'm not able to make it this year, but I will for sure watch out for the videos and see what people are up to.
Of course.
Yeah, maybe you could set up like a PayPal thing, that if somebody wants to throw a dime, in order to cover things, because if you record the videos, if somebody wants to sponsor afterwards by paying something, that would be also nice.
Yeah. I'm writing down some suggestions as we go.
Yeah, if you have like a PayPal me link.
Yeah, like that would be cool. I would be willing to pay to listen to the lectures. That would be okay. Why not? That helps you guys too.
Yeah. And you mentioned that 3D Prima is like one of the platinum sponsors, and did you say they're providing filament to the makers that come at the venue, or?
They're providing filament essentially. Well, they are helping us. They're sponsoring us with some 3D pens for the kids who are coming to the event, so they have some more pens to play with. We were sponsored last year from 3D Prima with some pens and also filament, so the kids could tinker with that. This year we're getting some different kinds of pens, so the kids can choose and play with and try. They're also sponsoring the Open RC racetrack and helping Patrick out, essentially, making it happen, providing him with the filament required to print all the racetracks and the bridges and stuff that he's building. And they're one of the biggest exhibitors, together with Northway partner, who'll be showcasing SketchUp.
Exactly. Should maybe mention also that it's not only kids using the 3D pens.
Oh no, of course not.
Yeah, I have a pen and I use it quite often to fix prints and if I need to fix something in place somewhere, it's very handy to have a 3D pen.
Yeah,
one of the tools that you have.
Yeah,
I played around, with the daughter of Joe. From 3D Maker Noob. I was sitting, she asked me to join her in, and then she showed me, she was really doing it nicely, but I was having two left hands trying to create something with the 3D pen. It's not as easy as it looks.
No, it isn't.
No.
Yeah, you have to be a little bit creative in building up in 3D space just with a pen. It's you can't, like Devin Mortis, if you've seen his channel, he creates awesome objects with a 3D pen and he makes it looks really easy, but I'm sure he has put in a lot of time to practice in the methods he uses. So
Nick's daughter is really good with those 3D pens as well. She's had a lot of practicing, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has. My daughter, she's quite talented with that. Actually, next week there will be a newsletter from 3D Prima with pictures of her stuff.
Oh wow,
okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I know George has announcement to make, but are there expected any announcements from the vendors at the venue that you know of, that they're gonna announce a new product, or any scoops that you can give us at this point that you know of?
I'm gonna be frank and say that let me check through the list a bit. I don't think there are too many announcements to be made. We'll have to wait and see, but I haven't been informed of any formal announcements. We'll see. There's some companies that I'm hoping will bring some stuff that we've seen. We'll see what happens. So unfortunately, there's nothing I can say for sure in terms of
maybe we have some maker that will show some new cool stuff that he will share with the community.
Yeah, and of course, we're always hoping for the companies to showcase something. There are some companies that have some hopes for that we might show something new and interesting there. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and in that note, I want to switch over to George because he was talking about something.
Oh, is it my turn already? Oh, Phil,
Yeah,
thank you.
I was thinking because I came to this subject. I want to give you a chance to do yours because I have.
I was
questions.
going to keep quiet. Actually, it's not because I don't want to say it, but I don't want to sully this one and keep it more community oriented. But I know there's a lot of people that have been interested in the rep box. Especially since Joe was doing his live stream of the live build. There's poor Alan over in the States has been inundated with people in Europe asking him for the box, and due to the weight of it and the size of it, shipping unit per unit is uneconomical. So we've been in discussion over the past week now, and we've come to an agreement, and we will be showcasing the rep box, both the standard and the acrylic, at the Swedish Meetup, alongside a Mosaic Palette 2 Pro, which is the top, let's say, top of the line Mosaic palette. And I haven't figured out which 3D printer I'll be able to get over, but it's more likely going to be a Craftbot Plus or a Craftbot 2.
Yeah.
Now that's the, let's say, the product announcement. During the show, we've organized 5 sets of side panels that are going to be limited edition. So there's only going to be 5 of these. They're going to be screen printed with the Swedish Meetup logo. And we've harangued and volunteered Joe and Daniel to go around collecting signatures from all the VIPs on site. So 5 very lucky people will be able to take advantage of let's say, a lottery draw. We'll just be collecting your names and your emails, and we'll get somebody there to do the draw. Hopefully, you'll be able to give us a microphone to be able to.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem.
And that will also entitle the owners of that side panel to get a 20% off discount when the rep boxes finally arrive in Europe. We'll do 3 draws on Saturday and 2 draws on Sunday. And the obviously the boxes and the palette and the printers that will be there will all be for sale. So please help me, whoever's listening. I don't want to be taking them back, so they'll be discounted. At the same time, also we're bringing some of the very popular carbon material, the PETG carbon.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
And there will be samples for those that don't want to spend the money on the full spool. But realistically, I'm just coming to have a jolly because it's going to be, the way I see it, it's going to be a little bit more fun than shows like TCT, because we're all sort of geeks as opposed to just there for the business.
Yeah.
That
that's
sounds very great.
Because I was waiting for a rep box. I have one now, but I went to the States to get it. I picked it up at Murph, so the shipping was more costly than the actual box. So for people in Europe, it's a great thing to have this opportunity because I think it's a very nice product, and this is like their 3rd or 4th revision. They have been doing a lot of development on it, and it's a really cool product.
Yeah, I also carried one back. I also bought one, so still need to assemble it. I wanted to assemble it already a few days back, but I had no time. So this weekend I'm going to assemble it, and I can't wait to see what it looks like.
We've got one of them being assembled. From what I understand, the Twitter community wants Pokon to be fueled by Stroopwafels to assemble it. I'm not sure what Alan wants to do with the second one, because in actual fact, there's going to be 3 boxes arriving. And I'm not sure whether 2 of them are going to be built on the days there or all 3 of them. We'll see.
Yeah.
And what else is there? Yeah, so I'd like a volunteer we've posted on Twitter about looking for volunteers to assemble those two. If you're there Saturday morning, first thing in the morning, if that could be your first job, that would be lovely. If there's any sense of live streaming that we can do, even if it's videos and jokes at the same time, anything will help.
Oh, I can help with that. It's
Build the mold. Alan is saying build the
and
mold.
I'm sure Luca wants to help. Very sure.
Yeah,
What a pity I'm not there, because I already assembled some wrap boxes at Earth. So I'm a pro, but I'm not there. So yeah, what a pity.
yeah, it's quite easy, and the instructions are excellent on their website. So if you're doing it for the first time, and just follow the instructions, and it's very good documentation. So Repcord and the guys have been a good job on creating the website with the instructions. That's often when you buy some kits, you just get a part of screws and in a box, and you have to figure everything out.
Well, it is IKEA land there, so instructions and putting things from flat pack together. It's the right environment to do it.
Yeah,
I'm reading in the chat that even Pokon can assemble it. So
like when I did mine, I just did it. I didn't do it on a stream, but the first thing when I opened up the box and saw how it was packed out, like flat packed out, this is just IKEA level of packaging. It's really like everything is laid out in an optimal way in a small box. So they've done a good job.
Nice.
By the way, there's going to be a special edition for those buying it in Europe. Huh? We've got plans.
You should also have the these two colors of filament. They're so cool.
Ooh.
This is translucent pink and translucent violet, purple.
oh, that pink one looks
The wrap,
really nice.
yeah, the wrap.
We'll have to see how we can do that. The
cool.
thing is, I do have my own range of filaments, and we do have a bit of an overlap of the colors. But if we can figure out a way of doing it, there will be discussions. I mean, the conversation has started with Alan, and we seem to hit it off very, very well. So I'm sure we'll be able to figure out ways that we can help each other, and also be able to offer more of his products in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool, because his filament is IC3D made, and that's really good filament. So currently you can't buy IC3D in a web store in Europe at this time.
Well, it's I've heard good things of it. I've never had the chance to use it. Obviously, I've got tons of filament in stock that I have to either sell or use up. So
yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, and Heather came in the chat. Pink boss, a boss pink. That's one of the colors.
Yeah, that's what this is the one I showed. Because this is for us women. It's the pink mafia.
Pink mafia. I figured I saw
You have to have that one. Maybe you don't want all the other colors. Yeah. That one you should have, George. Just for us ladies.
Did you not see the number of pinks I have?
Oh, okay.
Seriously.
Maybe I should also have a pink.
The thing, we started off with that horrendously fluorescent Barbie pink, which
okay.
it burns the back of your eye.
Oh my God!
It burns the back of your retina. But after that, we've got how many? I've forgotten how many I've got. I must have at least 3 now, plus champagne pink, which is not necessarily pink, but it's sort of pearlescent.
I'm in for that. So next time I'm there, I'm gonna buy all the pinks. Maybe I should have a cat 3D color from your side, huh? Would that be cool?
Let's think about that one. For sure. You tell me what color you want,
Okay.
and we'll figure that one out. I mean, I work with one of the best factories in Europe. Okay, I do not bring filament in from the Far East for the reason of traceability especially in my technical filaments, I've got a lot of people that want to make sure that up to the source of the material comes with a certificate. Factory is ISO 9001. We know exactly what happens through the process. If something happens within the batch, we've got traceability of the batches all the way back. It saved me once at least. So they're pretty open to discussing specific colors if we needed to cut.
Yeah.
Cool. So hard to make a decision on the color though, because I'm up for lots of different colors. I don't have that.
We'll start small.
Color
We'll figure out one of them. Let's keep in discussion. Let's figure out one of them.
I like pearlescent stuff.
Pearlescent stuff, huh?
Oh, pearlescent.
Yeah, I posted a link in the chat to the pink PLA. Yeah.
Which one is this one? This one is the Barbie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is the new ones. These are the pearlescent ones. They're based on a satin pigment. But what I will do is I'll post because I've got the photograph on Twitter of how do you look at the media?
We have to get the pink options over to Heather in the States.
Yeah.
She has to have all the pinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love purple. I love purple, for instance.
I was going to do a quick mention that we're really happy to get to meet a lot of you people there in Sweden as well. I mean, I've met some of you in the States. Kat, I met you in Sweden before, now in the US.
Yeah.
Martin, we met at Murph as well. Paul, we met at 3D Meetup last year, and George will be meeting in a few weeks. And of course, all the others that might be watching as well. It's going to be awesome having you guys back in Sweden again. It's we're expecting, well, that's my expectation, but we're hoping, of course, to reach over 1,000 people this year, having on site during the weekend.
Oh, wow.
So it's
cool.
We'll see. We're hoping it won't be as cramped as it was on Murph during the Saturday. Of course, we do wish that in some sense, because it's awesome having that amount of people on site. But it's I think it will be really good. It will be awesome.
Yeah, for those events, meeting the people, like for me, is the most value, because you can always get in contact with some product vendors and such, but meeting all the other makers and other people that are doing similar things than you, and exchanging ideas with the people that show to your table, or if you have a table, and do that's really the great value of those meetups, is to meet the people.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
It's awesome that we have a venue now in Europe. From what I've heard, the TCT show is like more of a trade show, right? I haven't been there, but have any of you been at that show?
It's somewhere in between. So if you wanted a true trade show, you would go to the Frankfurt one, the Formnext, and that's proper full-on trade. There's no maker type stands. The TCT is somewhere between well, it's about 3/4 trade, 1/4 makery. So it will have cute things, not just people trying to sell you stuff, or at least trying to create deals. But yeah, Formnext. I mean, I went last year for the first time, and I was thinking to myself, shit, where's my place in this industry? I'm so small.
Yeah, I've been to Formnext two times already, and it's very impressive. You should have seen it at least once.
Yeah,
it is really those gigantic printers and those CNC milling machines. That is something that you have to have seen once. It's incredible.
Yeah,
well, it was a pity. I was fixing a machine in London. Otherwise, I would have wanted to go down to the Hannover Messe.
Oh yeah, that was just this last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is like a industry 3D printing oriented focus.
Yes.
One of our colleagues were there, and he had this book, like a booklet of all the exhibitors there, And it was like, yeah, it was like 2 centimeters or 3 centimeters thick, just with companies and their offerings. It's insane.
Yeah, like a product catalog just for the event.
Yeah, exactly.
It's insane.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your event is then maybe similar in the people that are attending that was at MRF, just makers and companies that are supporting the normal hobbyist 3D printers and
I think that's what we're aiming for, to be, I mean, I think we're trying to be, you know, the equivalent of what MRF is to the United States market, trying to have 3D Meetup being the meeting point for people in, well, of course, all the world, but especially people from, you know, within Europe, where it's more accessible, and, you know, because it usually isn't that expensive to travel in Europe, if you don't count hotels and stuff, but just going by train or flights is usually pretty okay. So it's for us, you know, we started this, we all love 3D printing. It's a good hobby. We started this because we wanted to bring people together and just, you know, enjoy the awesome hobby together. And yeah, we started out small and just kind of grew from there, and we figured we could do more with it. And right now, you know, there's so many awesome companies that are very involved with the community. There's so many awesome community members off Facebook, on Twitter, everywhere. So just bringing all these people together for a week and just, you know, exchanging ideas, it's awesome. It's also fun to see, like, you know, no matter where you come from in the world, you know, your interest in 3D printing kind of overshadows everything else, everything from, you know, race, you know, religion, everything. Everyone's having an awesome time together, which is awesome.
Yeah, what I like about it so much, you know, just talking about MRF, because it was the first time for me to be there, just to see what people use their 3D printers for, you know, what hobbies they use them for. That was so interesting. Yeah.
So many creative people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, I went to last year to EARF, and that was the first time I met all the people that I've been talking to on YouTube and Twitter for over a year, and meeting those guys was like meeting old friends, even though you never met them actually before. And then for MRF, I got the rest of the people that didn't go to EARF last year, so it was like those 2 events pretty much cover the states, and it's good to have this community-driven event in Europe as well, because not everybody can fly over to the States, and it's more expensive and all that. And so it's awesome for you guys to be successful with this event, and I look forward. My company that I'm working for is having a thing at this weekend, so I won't be able to attend this year, but I will definitely put it in my calendar for next year. Oh
yeah, please do. We're awesome having you, and we're you know, we're writing down everything as we go, and hopefully next year will be even better than this one. So the longer you wait, the better you will get as well.
Yeah, please block the date as soon as possible, because for instance, and I think others have the same problem, that we always have to do our planning, let's say half a year ahead.
We do have the preliminary dates. We can't give them out at the moment because we need to check with the venue. But if we're using the same venue, it kind of depends on what happens with the venue. But it's then we usually need to book it like almost a year in advance. So the dates will be published long in advance. So we try to be as structured as possible in that sense.
Yeah, it's like, just from looking at the website, it's definitely, it shows that you're trying to be professional with everything, and it really shows through. So
yeah, we're doing our best.
Yeah,
and that works out really well.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's you know, it's me and Niklas and Peter, Christopher, Ron, and Emmanuel. So we're with the assistance from Patrick, a lot of community members as well. So we're trying to pull this together. I think we're getting there.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're like having people flying in from Canada and we're not in Asia, and like, then this is definitely has come up to people's radar screen. So people are starting to acknowledge this event exists, and it's can take up some years to build up that kind of a reputation that this is the place to be at. And it's awesome that you see growth from last year and the first year, of course.
I think we've almost doubled the amount of people who have been attending the event every year so far. So we're hoping to do the same this year. And I mean, that's just because it's awesome having so many people together. And it's, the more people get to know about it, it's the more fun we will have. And it's the people who come there as well, bringing their projects. They want to be there, showcasing and talking about their products, their projects. So having people there who will listen is essential.
How many tickets have you guys sold already for visitors, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm gonna have to check. The tickets are counting up every day. The ticket sales are usually quite slow before the last few weeks. I think today. Let's see here. I think we're up like around. We usually don't have a lot of pre-bookings. I think we're up maybe around like 300 pre-bookings or something. Usually the rest, mostly like 2/3, come on the spots.
Really?
Yeah.
Like for normal attendees, they will just almost walk in and buy the ticket.
Yeah.
Will you have like at the door ticket sales that people can buy a ticket? Or
of course, it's good for us. Like we're trying to have early bird offerings, which were quite successful. And also having to do like with we have discount codes for some of the companies who we work with, so they can offer some of their customers discounted entrances. But it's always good for us to know in advance, like how many people can we expect to have there. But we've kind of learned during the past few years that through if we get a news article in a local paper, or we get some sort of media coverage, that can generate hundreds of people coming in who we have no idea might be coming there. So we're expecting to, just as the past few years, having a lot of people just dropping in.
Yeah. And the building and facility that can accommodate quite a number of people.
Yeah, standing, I think we can accommodate 2,000 or 3,000 people. But then with the tables and everything, we should be able to accommodate at least maybe 1,000 people in the space at the same time. But I don't know how many people on that same time. That would be awesome, though. But people will be coming and going.
Yeah, it was like at Murph. I'm not sure if the fire codes were acknowledged. There are quite too many people in the same building for a long time.
I mean, it was hard walking at some points, but I think for them it was really good. I mean, because it's a community-driven event as well, and it's always nice to have so many people being there. So I mean, for them it was just proof that they need a bigger venue for next year. I think they already got one. So
yeah, and I was really happy about there were all types of people coming in. Like I had my 3D printed landscapes on a table just laid out, and there were so different people coming asking me about how I was doing the 3D printing, how I was doing the painting, how I was doing the model preparation, and where I get the data to do the printing. There were so much variants on the interest. So because some people were interested in the painting and didn't mind it was 3D printed or whatever manufacturer process. They were just looking at the paint process. And then people were asking about how do I get the data, and like the interview Tom did with me, he was really interested in seeing what I was doing with photogrammetry, creating my own data. So it was like there were so diverse interests coming together, all related, and having 3D printing as a common tool or a mechanism to do their hobbies. Like you have the Star Wars area that you were talking about. Those are probably guys that are using 3D printers just as a tool to create those objects, and then you have guys that are fascinated by hot ends and upgrading printers and the mechanics and electronics and programming with Gina coming and Scott. They are on the softer side, and it's like every aspect is coming to one event and like in a big fusion.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's interesting you talked about hot ends, because we're going to have quite a lot of interesting elements that have either been generated through Europe. So, for instance, you've got the Duet guys, you've got the E3D guys there, but Bontech have also started now reselling the Mosquito stuff. So, those of you that saw mosquitoes in the US and Murph and Nerf, you'll be able to see them in real life now in action in Sweden as well. It saves me having to travel with all that stuff because we do the mosquitoes, but there's going to be a lot of interesting technology that hasn't been shown in trade shows just yet coming.
Oh, that's really nice to hear.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think it's like for us being here in Sweden, there's a lot of companies that are based here in Sweden that work with 3D printing, and I think it's been a lot of fun for us being able to work alongside them with this, having them coming over, showcasing what they're doing. And also the European companies like the Duet, you have E3D, and then now you have in the US, you have the Slice Engineering guys. And it's awesome because everybody's making really cool stuff. And everybody's, of course, they're competitors, but it seems like there's really good like space for everybody in this community and in this market as well.
Very true.
Yeah.
Are we getting Matter Hackers as well? Did I see wrong?
No, Dave was there last year. Fortunately, I spoke to him at Murph. They couldn't make it this year, so I'm hopefully we can catch them next year.
Yeah.
It's having them organize flights from the US, and they've got a lot to do as well. So yeah. Well, I have my pile also of companies that we met at Murph that I want to see if we can also bring over to Sweden. I think Capricorn will be attending next year, hopefully as well. They were really interested, and I think Matter Hackers might be there as well. We'll see.
Yeah, if you have a beach that people can go surfing, then you can get Dave over.
In April, like we do have really good places where you can surf pretty nearby. But I would be, I'm pretty sure that the temperatures that they're used to surfing in California aren't like the same, like 0-degree water temperatures that we have here.
Yeah, make them walk on the water.
Last year the temperature wasn't that bad.
No, it's
we
actually
snow today.
Okay. I hope in 2 weeks it's a bit better.
Yeah, we have a community here in Iceland doing surfing, and they are just all suited up in like a wetsuit surfing, and we have the biggest waves in the wintertime, and they are surfing in the wintertime. So so people are doing it.
It's a tough climate for that.
So when you come back to the shore, you're frozen to your surfboard, huh?
Yeah.
They're Vikings. They know about cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to Dave a little bit at Murph. Sorry, I'm always mixing it up. And I was telling him about the Icelandic surfing community, and he actually knew some things about it and knew people in it. So you never know what spots he will be able to utilize.
It might be a tight-knit community as well, just as the 3D printing one is.
Yeah, could be.
I think Repcord wants to join next year as well.
Really. Yeah, he's writing that. We're gonna nail him on that.
All right. Yeah. We would love to have them over. I think it's always it's always a logistics issue and a time issue. I think there's also, we might have to check the dates because right now we've always been trying. Haven't been colliding with Murph. We've been like 2 weeks after, or like 2 weeks before or something. And I think I don't know if it's good to maybe space it out a bit more so people have time to land, or if it's good to have them close so people kind of go from one to the other. But it's hard to say. I think we might need to space them out a bit more, especially if Murph.
A little bit.
Yeah, my thinking on that is to space it out a little bit more, because both for like attendees, they're not going to be able to do 2 trips at the same month. And for companies as well.
I would love to go to Murph, but having 3D Meetup Sweden and Murph within basically a month, that's just financial not possible. That's
and also vacation from work and stuff as well. I mean,
that as well, and that's
we can say April is a challenge, especially here in Sweden. Like you have Easter, which is like coming up. Easter weekend is the school. Everyone's off school next week, and people are going away for like skiing already this weekend, and will be away for next week. So that's a problem. And then like once we get into April, May, you know, like this past week, we've had like temperatures of almost up to 20 degrees Celsius every day. So it's been like really nice weather. And then today it was a bit cold and snowing, but it's like traditional April weather. So if we push it like further away, like into May, then the weather might be too nice. And, you know, if people have to decide between like working in the garden, staying home with kids and family, hanging out in nice weather, or going to a 3D printing event.
To be honest, I still think a lot of people will go to 3D printing meetups.
Yeah, I hope so.
And
I hope so.
I would agree, because I don't think a lot of people in the maker nerd spectrum don't mind the weather. They are going to be inside anyway. So
and even if people are now already traveling with planes and things like that, they don't mind if it's a bit better weather.
No.
And especially if you also have the RC boats and things like that, that's also nice to have a bit better weather.
It is. I think I haven't checked the weather, but I'm pretty sure we'll be expecting degrees, hopefully like around just below 20 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, but next weekend it will be. It looks like it will be 17 or 18 degrees.
Yeah, something like that. That's the perfect temperature, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see. It actually says like, well, it's gonna be like 17 degrees the week, just the same week. So it should be pretty nice weather like during the time you're in Sweden.
Yeah, at Murph it was like 0 degrees on Saturday.
So cold. It was so cold.
In Chicago, it was 17 degrees, and then like one day later in like Goshen, it was -2. It's like how?
Yeah, it was so crazy.
Oh,
change.
Yeah,
I didn't even stay outside until the end of the RC car race because it was so cold. So I didn't even catch up who was winning the race in the end.
Yeah.
No.
We were out. Me and Chuck and some others were out for the spool race, the spool car race with the.
I missed
that. That was on Sunday morning, right?
Yeah. I went out in a t-shirt. I figured, it's not that cool. I didn't know what was happening. So I figured I would be there for like 5 minutes, but I ended up being there like for 15, 20 minutes in a t-shirt outside. It was freezing. Yeah.
Yeah. That was. It was quite funny because in Iceland we had like the same temperature and weather, just around freezing point, and I went to the States and it was the same temperatures.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's that's change, but it's kind of like that's the thing. It is like I guess this period is it's just the way it is. But we're hoping, as I said, like just last year, I think we had our event the 14th to 15th of April last year, and the weather was very nice. I mean, we had a perfect weather when we were loading and setting up and doing stuff. And I think
it was great weather last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, about the RC car racing, is that going to be indoor or outdoor?
It's indoors.
Yeah, okay.
We have a printed racetrack with printed racetracks around and stuff like that, so it's going to be.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people don't have to go out if it's raining or something.
No. You never know about the weather in Sweden, so you have to do that inside, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the more I learn about the event, the more I want to go, but unfortunately I can't this time. But
you really should go next year.
Yeah.
We're aiming to continue doing this. It's like we spent a lot of time doing this. Like we haven't earned a single dime doing this so far, and it's just that it's a really fun thing to do. Like you put in a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of time doing and organizing this. But like the 2 days or the 3 days we work with this, it's well worth it, because it's like having so many people from everywhere coming together, just hanging out, having a great time. It's seeing a lot of smiling faces. It's worth it.
Yeah, it's like Christmas Eve when you were a little kid.
Yeah.
I just noticed that there's for those that are not able to make the Swedish one, there's going to be another one in May. It's run by a nice group of people in Birmingham in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
I will be there, and there's quite a lot of big sponsors going there. I think Ooznest, E3D are going to be there as well. So, yeah, there's a lot of 3D printing meetups that are growing. I'm not sure if the UK one is going to be as big as what we expect to get from Sweden, but any help that they can get would be fantastic.
Yeah,
And of course, it's for the people that can't really make it out to Copenhagen in this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Easter, following Easter, to me it actually makes sense, because Easter to me it's like, well, okay, I just don't have to ship things on Friday, but being self-employed and being the owner of the business, it just goes all the way through. So one a month I can deal with. If they're bang bang bang, it becomes difficult.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to space them out. It's also like now there's more popping up. You have the 3D Meetup UK, and then you have Murph, you have Earth. So we all have to. I think we all have to sync together a bit, trying to get our dates in order and align them so we won't collide together.
There's everybody that's organizing these shows seems to be a lovely person and very eager to collaborate. So I'm sure between the 4 or 5 of you guys that are organizing dates, you'd be able to come up with a nice schedule. As long as you don't do it July, August.
No way.
Oh, yeah, not the summer months. Not the summer months.
No way.
We used to do a model engineering exhibition, which was very local to us in Bristol, and they would bring all sorts of stuff. But it was dying out. The people that were bringing stuff, the model engineers, they were retiring. They were getting too old for it. Some of them were passing on, and it was right in August where. Being Greek, I wanted to go back home for the summer, and it hurt a lot. But we would space our holidays around it.
Yeah.
If we now that we've stopped doing that exhibition, that August is lovely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no good.
Yeah, like last year, Earth was in June, and it was quite hot and very humid. And
so who have we got on the chat? We haven't spoken to anybody on the chat.
I don't know.
It's us here, and we know that Pokon is there. Pokon, did you receive my T-shirt?
Pooch is there as well.
Yeah, Poots and Tony Ryan, Heather was here, and
There are actually a lot of people.
yeah, there are like 17 people watching the stream.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I see them. Okay.
Yeah.
I've detached YouTube, so I can only see the chat, but not how many people.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good enough. Good number of people watching.
Awesome.
That's great.
So, any questions from the panel watching? For the panel, anything you need to know and like to know? There's probably going to be a space in my car because I'm renting a car from Copenhagen on the Friday morning. So if there's any other vendors available coming at around 7-8 o'clock, I think, Copenhagen time.
We are arriving earlier, I think. Pokon and me.
Yeah, I think with knowing you guys bringing all the stuff that you're going to bring, I don't think my little compact
won't make it.
Well, it should fit in my suitcase. At least I hope so.
Yeah. Rent your own car.
Well, we are actually going to by train. So it's a 1-hour train ride or something like that.
So you're going to be there on Friday?
Yes.
Okay, so are you going to come to assist with the setups?
I have no idea. Maybe.
Okay. I think
we can.
If he's knocking at the door, I'm pretty sure we'll let him in.
Okay. We have no special plans, except we probably will want to join the Friday this stream on that Friday evening from the hotel. But between that and somewhere, we have no plans, I think. So if there's any help needed for setup, we can join.
Oh
And-
yeah.
Pokon wants a space. Okay.
And yeah,
Pokon, you're going to bankrupt me. First, you want to build the boxes. Now you want the space as well. What are you going to do with your other friends that you're
That's-
traveling with, huh?
yeah. I'm in the same airplane as with Pokon, so
to build the box.
I think, Paul, we're gonna be building up the venue during the Friday. But if you guys want to have the stream from there, like I'm pretty sure we can try to arrange something as well. We'll be
Yeah.
running around as crazy chickens, but it's
that might actually be nice.
Yeah, that
Yeah, that would be
could be
amazing, actually.
could be a good idea because it's on Friday before the public can go in, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
we use it as a advertisement for the venue.
Let's discuss that somewhere offline. But
of course.
Yeah.
let me see how late I am actually arriving because I have no idea.
Yeah, we count on you to be on site with everything set up and
Yeah. Well,
I think 3D Maker knew, but Joe will be in. I don't know. I think he will be either in Malmö or in Helsingborg on Friday. And Gina will be arriving on I think the morning on Friday, and Scott will be arriving Thursday already. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. If you're like on site and have those people walk around, maybe you can grab them and they say hi
Yeah.
to the stream just for a few minutes or something, and
Yeah.
cool. Like
That's
Very important question for you guys. What's the parking situation like?
Oh, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no parking in Europe anymore.
No, but
Very
you
well.
know, correct me if I'm wrong, Niklas, but we can probably fit like 300 cars.
Yeah, there is very good parking situation, and most likely there is parking space at the hotel as well. No problem. Especially at the site, there is plenty of parking.
Yeah, especially if you're as exhibitor or as an attendee, if you need to drive up your car to load your stuff right into the main hall, you can drive your car straight up into the main where we have the main entrance essentially, and just carry your stuff straight in. So it's really easy.
It's very easy.
Okay.
Yeah, about the hotel, because I was looking at the website. You have Radisson Blu listed as like a sponsor. Are you pointing people to that hotel?
Yeah, we have been because last year we did have partnerships with a few different hotels. It was a bit messy, and a lot of people just ended up booking the Radisson anyway and hanging out there. I know people had like a good time there.
Yeah.
And so we figured, this year we're trying to focus on having all people brought together at one place. Of course, if Radisson is, can be a bit more expensive than other hotels in the city. It's a pretty newly built hotel. It's pretty nice. So there are alternatives in the city, of course, but we had an exclusive deal with them for this year. And also because we want people to be, as much as possible, bring them together at one place, so.
Yeah.
It's the reason.
And the Radisson is a really nice hotel, and it's like 15 minutes walk from the venue. A lot of people are there. You can have a nice dinner over there. There's beer too pretty late. I think it was something like 1 or something like that.
Have a good bar.
Yeah.
And it's just great.
Yeah, like looking at the website, maybe you could point that out somewhere in the website so people will have that like as a go-to hotel or location.
Information hopefully tomorrow or on Sunday, just getting some information about the hotel again. We've been doing some pushes on social media, trying to get people to just to know that we're working with Radisson to bring them some better prices hopefully, and also to get people together.
Yeah.
And there are, I think, a bunch of people staying at the Radisson. Me and Paul are there, and I think you guys are there as well.
Yeah, we will be staying there as well, or nearby. I live 10 minutes from the hotel, so I think we'll be staying there. We're taking cabs, and then I think most of the companies, the exhibitors, will be also having hotel rooms during there. So both, during the evening after the event, during the event, and also during breakfast, I think will be a lot of people getting together. So.
Yeah, like for Murph, the Hampton Inn hotel was like the place to be after the venue.
Yeah.
People were gathering there even though they didn't stay at that hotel, they were coming in for a few hours just to chat, and that was like the get-together place after the venue.
We were, and they already had the get-together at the venue, so I was tired.
Yeah, yeah. It was like going in until 3, 4, 5 in the morning. So
Party,
at the hotel.
party to another party.
Yeah, because like on Sunday, I didn't get out of bed until 12 o'clock because I was going to sleep 4:30 or something in the morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there was people were bringing in. It was quite funny because the hotel didn't have any bar. There was no bar at the hotel, so Gareth and Chelsea and Uncle Ron and several other people that just brought stuff into the table at the lobby, and then people were drinking and eating what people brought over. So and big props to Chelsea and Gareth. They like brought the van full of snacks and alcohol. They bought just to bring onto the hotel lobby, and the employee at the hotel was really relaxed about it and said, "Yeah, we don't have a bar, so just bring your own." And
I remember the Radisson last year was pretty happy with us sitting there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to hide the beer. That was like drinking like this, you know.
Okay.
Sounds crazy.
Here in Sweden, you know, because we want to have something like Matter Hackers asked us for 2018 if we could arrange some sort of like get together or like a beer get together at the venue. Problem is in Sweden is that the alcohol laws are quite strict.
Yeah.
So we don't have the liberty like of doing whatever we want to in terms of alcohol and beers and whatnot. We can't give away beer in that sense. We're not allowed to by law, and it's a bit more tricky. So we're trying to work with the system.
Yeah, I can understand that. We have a bit of the same here in the Netherlands in some cases. It's
like on the Murph venue, there were on Saturday night there were some booths having just kegs of beers that they were giving out beers, and
I would love if we could have that here, but it would have
That would be great.
a 3D printed Greg.
Oh, I need to mention we will have 3D printed pancakes all through the event.
Oh, damn.
yeah, okay. So someone is bringing a food 3D printer.
Yes.
Pancake bot.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Is Anton going to make it?
We have. I think Anton's gonna make yes. We have listed him, and he's getting the right.
Okay.
Okay. Also, I just checked. I am arriving at 2 o'clock at Copenhagen, so I should be there somewhere around 3:30 or something at the hotel.
Pick her up if you want to.
Yeah, just give us a call.
Yeah, and you mentioned it's you two guys, and there are two others that are like you four of you that.
4 others.
4 others. Okay.
Yeah, we're 6 in total.
Yeah, okay.
But it's So we're trying to divide our
duties.
Yeah, exactly. I've been working mostly with the finance, marketing, and I work with software development. So I've been doing the web development and everything we need in terms of software. And Niklas, you've been working a lot with the schedules and the lectures and everything around that, and also like practical things around the venue, logistics a bit as well with Peter. Peter's working with the venue a bit more, and all terms like structural things around the venue. Ron has been working a lot with company marketing. Same with Christopher, and also Emmanuel has been working a lot with the makers and the people who are attending, making sure they have everything they need, and yeah. And then everything's overlapping a bit as well, of course.
Yeah, yeah. And we have Scott Lathain in the chat, so so he's probably going to talk about Marlin 2.0. Talk to him a little bit about it at Murph. Also, he's been on the Friday Hangout chat, US streams.
Nice.
Really looking forward to meet you, Scott.
Yeah.
He knows all the decode commands in the world, so it's like listening to Chris Riley talking to him about some commands. It was quite funny.
You guys, people that are never run machine tools, you never really see the G code, and it's the only you ever see the first two, let's say, 4 lines of the startup script and then the end script. I mean, when you're programming G code in machine tools, you sometimes have 500, 600 lines where you have to go through each one individual one, because you cannot tolerate a screw up.
No.
And when I did my first 3D prints and the lines were like thousands and thousands, I actually went in and started looking at each one of them. And I was thinking, why is it doing so many small movements? It doesn't make sense. And this is one thing that I've been pushing people to start thinking about, is starting to make curves, proper curves within 3D printing, and that will definitely revolutionize the way that we do it. I'm very keen on getting G2 and G3 to actually start being implemented in various slicing software.
Okay.
I'd love to see that.
Is that a G-code command that can do curves based on radius and
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
it's just, it exists there, yes, but unless you manually type it in, the slicer doesn't output it.
Yeah.
Because it's a series of points that as you're going through the STL, it's a series of points, but there's nothing stopping the let's say the people that are creating the slicing software from actually putting a spline through that can be approximated to a series of what you call them, radii. Yeah. Scott is just mentioning that G2, G3 is a big challenge for slicers, and that will definitely revolutionize both the speed at which we're printing, but also the accuracy and the smoothness of prints.
Yeah, if the slicer could open up step files, then have the curve data in the step file, because the STL has only the points, right?
Yes, but still, even with because you take a slice and you're finding the intersection points or the intersection lines, I'm not sure how the step file will be able to extract the actual data from that. I don't know how it's done, but there should be a way of approximating a line of best fit between number of points.
Yeah, Scott is saying they must be able to make a judgment call on straight lines. Yeah.
There's always going to be a tolerance in there at some point.
Yeah, but like for me, it would be really cool to implement it. It was at Murph. I was talking to Joseph Prusa about multicolor printing, and I was just telling him about when you have a model and you have it multicolor, you have to model in the different areas in the model that have different colors. And I said to him, it would be really nice if you could just import a colored OBJ file, true color OBJ file, and have the slicer figure out the color stuff. And he said, do you know how much problem that would be doing on the programming set? But I said, but it would be really nice for me as a user to have it. So I don't mind having like 10 programs working on it for a month. It would be really nice for me to have it.
Wasn't the Mosaic guys were working on something like this? I honestly haven't looked at that for a while now.
Yeah, they were talking about it, how you could color in the models and get the STL file as output.
Yeah.
So the technology is probably there. It's just a lot of work.
And honestly, if you can, if there's talented people like yourself that are able to paint them realistically, okay. It's honestly, you can save yourself a lot of different filaments. So just imagine trying now to print your stormtrooper or your
if you're gonna slice for this one,
exactly.
Yeah, and that was. Because Daniel Norre was there as well, and we were standing at the hotel, and Daniel was saying he was wanting people to model in all kinds of coloring schemes like fire and all that for the Formula One cars, and Joseph said, guys, why don't you just paint it like normal people? Because normally cars are just made of whatever material, and then they are painted in the color scheme. They're not made in the color scheme.
But if you were to imprint, let's say, a line of your fires or whatever, then it's much easier to inlay the paint in it, which I understand. It's like coloring in then, right?
Yeah, it is quite funny to talk to him about this, having the slicer just figure things out. It would be really nice for me as a user to have it that way, but it's a pain for the programmers to find out how to do it.
I can imagine being a software developer myself.
Yeah. And I work in IT, in infrastructure, but I don't do code, but I know the process involved, so it was quite funny for me to make this very simple feature request.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm looking at the chat as well a bit now. I actually YouTube stream now. That's good.
Alan, you're bullshitting, mate. I've seen some of the design stuff that you've printed on the side of the boxes, and yeah, you get over the whole coloring in thing with the computer aided stuff. So I'm not buying into the fact that you can't. Well, okay. He doesn't sand.
Yeah, like this is a first time shown. I still have to do my video on this one. But I was just finishing this up just 1 hour before the stream, and like the helmet, and you can see how shiny the outfit is. There's quite a number of hours spent on sanding on this
really
model.
nice.
Oh wow!
It's like here in the back, the cape, and my son was looking at it, and he was saying, "There's nothing here that you can see that's 3D printed. It's like injection molded through and through." So
That's insane.
Doing this, it's great fun, and for me, I like for my landscapes, I just buy 10 kilos or whatever color or filament that's cheapest on the website at the time. I buy it, and I then paint it, and it's good fun doing the paint process as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
So in the future, you can spray glaze the gloop, Marteinn, huh?
Yeah.
Spray
I'm waiting for the spray paint, a spray can version of the 3D gloop, because that's on the layer lines, and it will be interesting to see how much detail you lose in the model. Like if I was doing ABS smoothing just to try it out, and had it for too long, and I didn't have any, not so much infill, so the model like concaved onto itself. So if you have to find out the right amount of gloop that you need to spray on to get a desired effect without having everything melting down.
It's just a surface thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's basically putting on a layer. I checked out, pretty cool, but it's kind of covering the print with a layer which is completely smooth, and it's not runny at all, so it gives it a really nice like even coat.
We've been talking about that because a lot of we deal with big rep, and one of the core customer types is people that want to do castings and laying up fiberglass without having to pay for the expensive aluminium or stainless steel tooling.
Yeah,
we did look at the glue, but the thing is there anybody in Europe that sells glue?
No, I think they're only.
No,
I think there is actually. I think Pokon bought one from, I think, somewhere in Denmark.
Pokon, where did you buy it from, mate?
Yeah, I bought my bottle just over their website, shipped to Iceland, so they shipped to Europe.
He posted, I think, on Twitter last week or something like that.
Denmark has gloop. Denmark is a whole country, Pokon. You must be a little more specific.
Well, if it's nearby the event, you can just take a ferry from Helsingborg and you'll be in Denmark in 20 minutes.
Well, we are already in Copenhagen, so.
Yeah, of course, you are. So
into motion.
Into motion. Yeah. Okay.
It's
Yeah. I didn't want to buy gloop at the venue at Murph because I didn't want to have it in my suitcase because if it breaks up, it's pretty
Yeah.
toxic.
Yeah.
The thing is, like Alan is saying that he's carrying the gloop. The thing is, getting anything into Europe requires a lot of legwork from the. Okay, let me rephrase that. Any chemicals brought into Europe need a lot of legwork for REACH, ROSH, and COSH compliance. So it's one of the reasons why previously I was actually able to sell stuff like Dimafix. But now with all of my warehousing done and fulfillment company doing all my shipping, I haven't had the strength to go through the loops that they need certification wise to make sure that everything is safe. So if there's somebody that has gloop in Europe that can ship within Europe, I would be very happy to start talking with them.
Someone said intomotion.dk in the chat.
Yeah. Grumpy Dude said into motion.dk.
They have blue.
I'll be looking them.
Yeah. Let me-
Yeah.
Yeah, like I got my, it was in a bag with some material to soak up the if it would spill, but then on the back side it's quite a lot of safety information text and if like I'm not a chemist or anything like that, but everything here that stands here makes me think, okay, I'm not going to open this bottle. This is so toxic and so dangerous that you're not going to use it in a like in a normal house, like I'm just in my living room with my makerspace. So I always open up the windows and my balcony door when I open up the box or the container. So it has quite toxic chemicals.
Okay.
So it's the same thing with your spray painting. It's I'm trying to do it outdoors, but it's once you take your stuff back in, your place smells like chemicals for a week.
Yeah, I'm pasting in the link here in the chat to the 3D Gloop in Denmark. So
You found it?
yeah.
It's not a very big quantity, yeah.
No,
it's like the bottle. They have, I think they have two sizes. This is a bottle I got.
I can see they've got the small one, which is like
yeah, this is 120 milliliters.
50
yeah.
This is 120 milliliters. This one I got. So I'm always done with it. I use it on my models to glue them together. So I have to get more. Yeah, Rapcord is saying if you smelt it, you're definitely gonna think twice before, unless wearing a respirator. Yeah, it's pretty foul.
Okay.
And you need to have like.
Out of curiosity, on the back, does it say anything about tetrahydrofuran?
Sorry.
Does it on the package? Does it say anything about tetrahydrofuran?
Let me see. It says methylene chlorate.
Yeah, chlorates are.
It has chloroform in it.
Okay.
You should definitely wear a respirator then.
Yeah.
We'll pass out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So funny,
Yeah, it's methylene chlorate. Cancer warnings and all
Oh my goodness.
all kind of crazy. It's like after reading this note, I was just okay. I'm not sure if I'm gonna kill my cat if he's gonna jump on the table and smell from it. Yeah, chloroform.
Yeah, mouth and nose protection.
Yeah. But it melts the PLA, and from what I've learned, there are not so many chemicals that actually melt PLA. So
yeah,
it's quite. It works excellent because it's a chemical bond between the.
This is one of the things that when I was researching this, the only one that we really found was tetrahydrofuran, and I know from many years ago that when I was doing scale models, most of that is like an ABS, but tetrahydrofuran is probably the best sort of welding agent, chemical welding.
Okay.
Team, it's been lovely to meet you virtually. Really looking forward to meeting everybody in a couple of weeks' time.
Yep.
Looking forward to it as well.
You should be receiving boxes as and when we're getting things there.
Yeah.
We've just had a comment from one of our listeners on the emails. He's saying that maybe we should do a giveaway of 4 of the side panels and 1 on the Twitter feed. So I'll come back to you on the actual giveaway because I really like that idea. But the giveaway for side panels of the red box, like we said, will happen on both days. So we'll have a number on Saturday and a number on Sunday, and that will also entitle the owners of those side panels to get a discount when we start shipping the red boxes from Europe. 2 boxes are going to be on our stand, and I think there's going to be a special to one of the VIPs, and our giveaway will be for the signed side panels by all of the VIPs in it, or the ones that Joe Cash and Daniel Norey will be able to corner and say, please sign here.
Yeah, so you're giving away the panels with a discount code for the
Correct.
box.
Yeah, if you own the side panel,
that's available. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get 20% off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. And I'll be sending you some files as well, George. For
Yes.
The files requested.
That's the logo of the Swedish meetup, because we want to make sure that this is like a premium, super limited edition thing. Will be on the side of the side panel.
Awesome.
And it's going to be like the Swedish meetup edition, super limited, rarer than rocking horse manure. So, team, thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure, like always, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Kat. Bye.
Yeah, and time flies. We are almost at the 2-hour mark. So,
Yeah, I would also like to go to bed because I'm quite tired.
I have the same. Formula 1 is starting really soon, so I need to get some sleep.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah. What formula is now?
It's in China, Formula 1.
Yeah, okay.
It starts with 5 hours, the final practice.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
This weekend they also have the Formula E, I think, in Rome, in Italy, the electric Formula 1.
Oh yeah, that's not making any sense, so I'm not going to watch that.
Splendid.
Okay. So, Paul, do you want to say goodbye first, or me? Maybe I do it
You
first.
are going first.
Yeah.
Okay, do your outros with where people can find you and all that.
Okay. So you can just find me under Cat3D on Twitter, and on Twitter you will also find the link to my little YouTube channel. I'm also gonna set up a web page in the near future where you can find some more written stuff about projects that I'm doing, because I'm not that good at coming up with new video stuff. I'm not lazy, but I have a little bit of a hard time sitting in front of the camera and creating YouTube videos. So yeah, and the projects I've done so far is making fan bag, which is combined 3D printing with crocheting and knitting, and also some jewelry stuff that I'm gonna showcase in the future. And just I hope to see you soon again. Also attending quite often the hangouts, also the US ones, and it would be very nice to see hopefully more women joining in the future. Yeah, I want to encourage the women to get in contact with the 3D printing. So yeah, this is what it's all about. Okay, so I'm tired. I want to go to bed now. So tomorrow I'm fresh to go into doing some stuff here in my nerd cave. Okay, so see you soon again.
Yeah,
Huh?
thanks for tuning
I
in.
like
Bye. Bye.
Yeah, and Paul, if you do your outros before you leave.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Paul. You can find me on Twitter and YouTube as 3D Printing Stuff, or in real life in 2 weeks at 3D Meetup Sweden.
Great.
Yeah, that was short and with all of the info. Yeah, so thanks for joining in on the stream.
Yeah.
It's been a quite good. I was just looking at the time, and it was like 2 hours has passed already, so they went by pretty quick. So
It was a really nice stream.
yeah,
I would say thank you so much for having us, and of course, like, it will be awesome seeing the ones who are attending 3D Meetup in 2 weeks. And for anyone else who's been listening in, please visit our website 3dmeetup.se and read in and see. Hopefully, you can make it too.
Yeah, and thank you guys for tuning in, and I guess we'll end the stream, but hang on a little bit before you two go. But
Absolutely.
thanks everybody else for joining in the chat and taking part. It was quite good stream and good information we got from the organizers of 3D Meetup Sweden. So for now, thank you for watching, and we will see you after 2 weeks here on the European stream. On the US stream after 1 week, there will be it's 2 o'clock GMT 0, so it's geared toward the US time zone, but you can find the stream on this channel, 3D.
Awesome.
So yeah, so take care everybody. So